Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Decomposing body believed to be of missing man found in St. Catherine. The decomposing body of a man has been found in Gravel Heights in St. Catherine. The police believe that the remains are that of a man who was reported missing recently. Investigators were called to the area about 10 a.m. after residents reported a foul odor in the community. The body was discovered in bushes during a search of the area. The scene was processed by investigators. Woman murdered at her Mannings Hill Road bar. A woman was gunned down at her bar along Mannings Hill Road in St. Andrew. She is 58-year-old Aislinn Rosie Thomason. It is reported that about 9:45 p.m., residents heard explosions and summoned the police. Thomason was found in a chair at the entrance of the bar. The murder is being probed by the St. Andrew North Police. St. Catherine Higler murdered. 26-year-old Higler Donovan Monroe was shot and killed on Wednesday in Garden Pen District in St. Catherine. Residents of Love Lane reported that about 2 p.m., explosions were heard in the area and the police were called. Monroe, otherwise called Bumbo, and O'Brien, who lived in the community, was found suffering from gunshot wounds to the upper body. The body was removed from the scene. The police are yet to establish a motive for the murder. Woman charged with extortion, public mischief after fake kidnapping. A Kingston woman was arrested and charged with extortion and public mischief on Tuesday after she allegedly conspired with her accomplices to give the impression that she had been kidnapped. The woman, 27-year-old Shamika Miller, is a customer service representative of Phase 1 Seaview Gardens, Kingston 11. Allegations are that about 4:45 p.m. on Monday, July 4, Miller forced the conspirator with her accomplices by stating that she had been kidnapped, while demanding money from her family members for her release. It is further alleged that she sent her family members video footage with a gun pointed to her head. When her demands were not met, she reported that she was released on Spanish Town Road, Kingston 11. An investigation was launched and it was theorized that the allegations were false. She was arrested and interviewed in the presence of her attorney, after which she was charged, police said. Her court date has not been finalized. Clayton Twins GoPro with MVP. The Clayton Twins, Tina and Tia of Edwin Allen, have run their last high school race and on their way to joining Stephen Francis MVP Track Club, reporters have been reliably informed. 17-year-old Tina, the reigning world under 2100-meter champion, ran 10.96 seconds to break the Jamaican junior 100-meter record at the recent national championships. She was also part of the world record-setting women's under 24 by 100-meter team with her sister Tia in Kenya last year. There had been rumors that the twins, who are set to be part of the Jamaica team at next month's World Under 20 Championships in Colombia, would not return to Edwin Allen next academic year. Popcorn threatens to sue police for libel over drug-related allegations. Bert Samuels, the prominent attorney at law representing dancehall artist Popcorn, have come out swinging at the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF after allegations of a drug-related conviction of the unruly boss in Barbados were introduced into the public sphere by the police on Wednesday. Samuels has instructed his team to file a libel lawsuit against the JCF in the Supreme Court at 1 p.m. on Thursday. "I am going ahead with the lawsuit. We will be filing the libel suit," the attorney at law told reporters. The libel suit resolved around a marijuana conviction and cocaine arrest of Popcorn, whose real name is Andre Sutherland, in the Eastern Caribbean island. A release issued by the JCF on Wednesday alleged that the International Criminal Police Organization Interpol had issued a green notice alerting authorities to the drug-related conviction, and this may have led to immigration issues faced by the Jamaican dancehall artist into the United Kingdom. The JCF confirmed that Sutherland was convicted in 2009 in Barbados for possession of marijuana and subsequently deported to Jamaica. He was again arrested in Barbados in 2011 for possession of cocaine, the JCF claimed. Samuels called the allegations an entire falsehood concocted by the Jamaica Constabulary Force to push back against all allegations that the Jamaican government have put a red flag against Popcorn's name. The JCF release explained that, arising from those arrests and other intelligence gathered, a green notice was generated by Interpol in relation to him in 2015. The notice was then reconfirmed by Interpol in 2018. A green notice provides Interpol members with a warning about a traveler's potential criminal activities, where the person may be considered a threat to public safety, a release from the JCF stated. Sutherland has had numerous run-ins with the law since he shot to fame as a member of the Vybz Kartel's Portmore Empire in the late 2000s. In 2010, the unruly boss was arrested by the Bahamian police along with 2 members of the Portmore Empire after an altercation at the Lindell-Pinning International Airport. Sutherland was convicted of marijuana possession in Jamaica in 2011. In February 2016, he was fined for assaulting a police officer at the Norman Manley International Airport in 2013. His lawyer, Bert Samuels, had asked that the charges not be added to his client's permanent record, or it may affect his ability to travel. In May 2016, he was fined EC $1,000 or 6 months in prison on each of the 2 offenses, which he was charged with following a tussle with a policeman at a stage show in Antigua. In November last year, he was fined a total of $10,000 after pleading guilty to several road traffic violations in Jamaica. Guy sounds warning about Tufton's cold care. Opposition spokesman on health Dr. Maurice Guy says inadequate theatre facilities in hospitals will be the Achilles heel of the government's cold care program, under which nurses from the diaspora will be imported to ease the backlog of elective surgeries, which have been on hold since 2020. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton told Parliament last month that cold care will seek to do an additional 1,000 surgeries over the next 10 months to clear up most, if not all, the backlogs created by the suspensions. But Dr. Guy, speaking with reporters, charged that the state of the infrastructure and hospital equipment will stream to the effort. I have been doing some research, and the challenges we're having is not just shortage of nursing staff to deal with the backlog of the surgeries, but it also centers around the capacity of the system to deal with the shortages. When you look at some hospitals, they have a particular number of operating theaters that exist on book, but not all of them are in operation, and some of them that are in the operation do not have a post-surgical recovery area to deal with patients after the surgery, Dr. Guy stated. For example, the Kingston Public Hospital has 4 operating rooms. There is no maintenance of the equipment. When you think of the Spanish Town Hospital, for example, there is concern about the condition of the operating theatre. This particular issue in terms of inadequacy of theatres exists at all the hospitals. So to get all these nurses to come down and help, but you don't have the facilities to be able to do the surgeries, Guy said. The health ministry, he stated, has been misguided as to the true situation on the ground and could stand to lose. I don't think, quite frankly, the ministry has worked on the exact or interrogated what exists on the ground before they have gone on this mission. I think they're putting the cart before the horse, and I shudder to think that you may be spending money in good effort to clear the backlog of cases, but not be able to clear them when you have to spend for the nurses to come in. They get a stipend and they get accommodation, he stated. Commenting on the ministry's promises of the $300 million spent on repairs to and maintain of operating theatres to have them run more efficiently and for long hours, Dr. Guy said, "You can always announce a $300 million spend. The question is, when it is going to be spent. Is it going to be spent prior to these people coming into the system? It is always good to make an announcement, but there are no announcements with timelines. That doesn't work in terms of transparency and good governance." Stated Guy, the issues I raised in my sectoral presentation regarding cold care is that the government ought to be careful in not reinventing a wheel that proves deleterious in the long run, as was the case in Trinidad and Tobago and the UK when they tried this to clear their backlog. I urge the minister to look at these cases and elsewhere so we don't make the same mistake. We have enough doctors in the service for the backlog. In the meantime, President of the Medical Association of Jamaica, MAJ, Dr. Brian James, said the communication about the program and its components might also be another fly in the ointment for the health ministry. We have been talking to our members and we have been canvassing their opinions on this matter, and it's a mixed bag. A number of the major players and major hospitals have indicated that they were contacted. A lot of them have said that they're uncertain about some of the details. Some of them have said they were not briefed about the details, so it is a bit of a mixed bag, but there was clearly an effort to at least talk to some of the person in terms of the hospitals, he told reporters. He was, however, of the opinion that the injection of manpower was not all that is required. If that was the only component of it, it clearly wouldn't be the fix at the all. Some people have indicated that personnel is a problem along with other things. Infrastructure problems exist, equipment problem, personnel problems, and support system problems. For example, we must have blood and blood products and so on in reserve before you can do surgeries. So all of these things would have to be part of the fix, along with addressing the human resource problems that they are seeing that they would be addressing by going overseas and getting people, the MAJ head stated. The cold care does involve fixtures to some of the infrastructure and equipment problems, so I think much of the differences that exist could be fixed through proper communication, which might be the weakness that we're identifying, as the communication part of the program is probably not strong enough, he added. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.